Well, hello. I want to talk to you today a little bit. This is kind of on the spur of the moment video, so it's not real well thought through. But I had something happen today, and I just felt like it was worth sharing. It's a trend, and I want to talk about it. So I think we all have our companies that we like. If you're in the fountain pen world, you're buying them somewhere. And you've certainly found some companies that provide good service, some that don't, some good manufacturers, some bad ones. On this channel, I've always tried not to brand bash or company bash. And if I do criticize a pen, I always try to do it in the context of, well, this is what they could do better, rather than, wow, this pen really sucks, to use a word my students will use. So I try to be positive and find something good to say about it. And like I say, I don't like to brand bash. That's not what my channel is for. I don't like to rant. So, this video is not brand bashing, it is not ranting. This is a positive video, and I want you to keep that in mind. So, we all have our favorite companies, like I said. Well, has your favorite company ever made a mistake? Well, I'm sure they have, especially if you've interacted with them more than once. And if you're not the one they made the mistake with, they definitely made it with somebody else. They have made mistakes. I've made mistakes, you've made mistakes, we've all made mistakes. That's just a thing we do as people. So I don't get upset about mistakes. What I look at is, how do you deal with your mistake afterwards? So I want to give you a success story. I've got 3 success stories, actually. 3 good things to say and 1 sort of good. All right, here's success story number 1. I have a pen here I'm about to hold up in pieces for reasons. Now sorry, my camera is not where the microphone is. This is a TWSBI 540, and it's in pieces because I have replaced this piece. I have replaced this piece. I need to replace this piece, except they no longer provide it in blue, and I just thought, heck with it. But anyway, the moral of the story is TWSBI used to have a cracking problem. So everything on this pen is new except for the piston. And TWSBI was always very good about replacing cracked parts every time I contacted them. Because like I said, only one original piece left on the pen and another piece that should be replaced, which they're very good about offering to replace. And I just said, heck with it. And so TWSBI has built itself up into a very successful brand, very influential in the fountain pen world, and opening up fountain pens to a segment of the market that they may not normally be open to. Good value for money. In fact, I'll be uploading a fountain pen rodeo soon about value. That's a little bit too long-winded, but that's another story. And I would put TWSBI up there. Now, why? Because they're good pens. TWSBI fixed their problems. Now, how did they survive having those problems? Because they had them, let's just be honest. Because they provided really good customer service. They knew they had a problem and they fixed it. And eventually they were able to develop good materials. I think that is awesome. And I give major props to TWSBI. I total respect for that. And that's exactly what you do. If you're making mistakes or if you're having problems, you fix them. And you make the problems right somehow. All I had to pay for all the various parts I replaced in this pen was postage. I could email the company right now and say, yeah, the barrel's cracked, and they would make me pay postage, which I guess, that's annoying but fair. And I would have a new barrel. Now, unfortunately, it wouldn't be in this really nice blue color. It would be clear, but, like I said, I've thought about it, and I pictured the pen, and I said, oh. So, not going to do it. But I'm keeping the pieces. They may be parts. They also just provide a good example. Excellent company. That was too close to the microphone. Let's set that aside. Now, I'll give you another example. I ordered a bottle of ink a little while back, KWZ ink. This, you might notice a turquoise colored smear on the bottle. I put that there because this is actually supposed to be Iron Gall Violet number 2, which is a purple color, which is hard to make out, but that's what's right here. That's not what was in the bottle. So I was a little perturbed when I got that. So I emailed a picture of the bottle, and I opened up the cap so they could see the color inside the cap to Vaness Pens, which is where I bought the bottle. And they were very good. They said, all right, we will ship you a new bottle Monday morning, because this was Friday afternoon. So Monday morning, they shipped out a new bottle. It was Iron Gall, whatever it is. And they said, heck, keep the bottle. So I don't know what color this is. It's not Iron Gall turquoise. One of these days I'll order some samples and figure it out. I've kind of got it narrowed down from the computer screen to 2, but whatever. The point is, excellent service. Now this isn't something I'd lay at the floor of Vaness Pens. I'd say it's a KWZ problem. KWZ mislabeled their bottle. Happens. Especially since it's one guy doing the work. I can see it happening. So I don't know what happened between Vaness Pens and KWZ. I don't care. But that is good service. Because sometimes you screw up and it's not even your fault. This is one of those times. Not Vaness Pens' problem, but one they had to deal with. So how they dealt with it, like I said, not my problem. Now that's a pretty cheap problem. I'm going to read another one to you. I ordered a couple of weeks ago, because this is back in November now. I ordered an Aurora 88, a vintage Aurora 88, because I've mentioned here I cannot afford a brand new Aurora 88. So I was very excited about it, and then we had a blizzard here. The roads were shut down in North Dakota for a few weeks. Well, not for a few weeks, but about a week and a few days another week. And so I said, okay, the pen's being delayed because weather. I mean, I could throw the map up right now. It was all red. There was no travel in this state. And I'm always slow in this state to get stuff anyway, just because of where we're located. I mean, North Dakota is not on the way to anywhere. I mean, you go to North Dakota because you're going to North Dakota, basically. So anyway, I got an email today from the company, and that's what inspired me to film this. Good service, but the pen is dead. Not something else. It is dead. Because here's what they say. The retailer says, today, I'm sorry to say we have some bad news. Today the parcel shipped to you nearly 2 weeks ago. Well, it's a bit more than 2 weeks, but we'll let that go. Returned to us completely damaged. We are still not sure how this happened. We only know that it happened in a sort facility in a certain country that's not the United States, as this is where the return label was placed. Most of the parcels shipped from the EU to the US passed through these sort facilities in this particular European country. This had happened only once before in our career, and we are extremely disappointed too, as we all tried really hard with your order. The parcel was a big bubble envelope, and inside were the items you ordered, including the pen. You know, I had a pen holder, and then they were actually going to send me a notebook as a thank you for something else, and I was going to talk about in the video when I get around to that one. But anyway, the Aurora pen was in a separate box in it, too. The parcel is nearly cut in half on one corner, and all items are damaged, including the pen, which has now a bent, nearly flattened cap and broken front section. Oh my God. This 1950s pen, which is no longer being made, is now destroyed. I'm not reading from the letter anymore. So that's depressing. And I know I'm smiling, but I'm smiling because this company is providing good service. So, however, we don't want to give up, and we want you to have the items, at least the ones we can replace. Please let us know what you would like to do. So they offered, we'll just send the pen holder and the notebook. They offered better shipping because, you know, shipping to North Dakota does take forever, for free. And then issue a full refund for the Aurora pen. We can ship the pen holder and notebook by faster shipping, as well as another pen of a similar value, should you choose something else from our store, which is actually what I did. Or we can issue a complete refund on your order. Again, I am terribly sorry. Sometimes things are out of our hands. The most absurd thing here is when they happen when we least want them. Please let us know how you'd like us to respond. So, they let me know what happened. Again, I do not blame this company. It's Uber Pens, which is the URL is myuberpens.com. In fact, I'm going to put links to all three of these I'm holding up 4 fingers. I say that. All 3 of these companies down below because I'm very happy with these companies. I'm using them as examples of how you handle it when a problem happens. Uber Pens, when I read that about the pen being destroyed, after waiting and being patient through the bad weather and thinking, oh, it'll get here when the roads are plowed and, it'll be nice. I'm a nice guy. I'll wait for my pen because it's just a pen after all. When I hear the pen's destroyed, that was a little bit, because I was very excited to get that pen. Very, very excited, as a matter of fact. The more I read about the pen, the more excited I got. So, yeah, I'm not happy, but not their fault. Happened in the sort facility, was out of their hands, out of their control entirely. Now, this is a totally different order of magnitude from bottle of ink, or I just put the pen pieces away, but a piece on a TWSBI 540. So this is a big deal, and I don't know if Uber Pens ended up having to eat the cost of the pen that was destroyed, or if they get reimbursed somehow by the whatever postal service they have over there in Europe. I do not know, and again, that's not my problem, but I am very happy that they made it right, and promptly made it right, and were very honest. And I could give you some horror stories. I can think of 2 companies for sure, plus another one. Yeah, okay, this other one really ticked me off this year. You won't hear me mention them by name because I don't name and shame. That's not my thing. So, when you mess up, I have learned the best thing is to be honest and make it right as best you can. Uber Pens cannot replace that Aurora. Now, like I said, I did buy a different pen. It's just not the pen I wanted. It's a pen I'm interested to use and own, but not. It was kind of on my list of someday, that'll be a nice pen to have after I get the Aurora and a couple others. But, it is one I want, so we'll talk about it when it arrives. Hopefully the Postal Service doesn't nail another pen. And it's really sad because there's a little piece of history that the Postal Service over in Europe is just destroyed. And you notice I'm not mentioning which Postal Service because, again, I don't believe in naming and shaming. That's just a good life skill. If you make a mistake, make it right. Sometimes all you can do is apologize. Sometimes you can actually do something to make up for it. Do what you can. Sometimes even overcompensate. I had a bottle shipped from, I'll just name another company. What the heck? It wasn't this bottle. It was a bottle of Noodler's Purple Heart ink. I bought, 2 years ago from Goulet Pens, and it arrived looking like this, only worse. Luckily, they wrap everything in saran wrap and everything. What had happened? The bottle cap was just a little bit loose, and ink came out. So I emailed them, not expecting anything. I just said, if there's, I want you to be aware of this because there are buyers who would be upset. And they offered me like a discount off my next order. And I just said, no, that's not what I'm after. I've got the bottle of ink I want. I don't care about the label. I just want you to be aware. So it's something, if there's something you can fix at your end, you can fix it. That's how you handle those things. And again, good customer service because they were willing to make it right. I just wasn't cooperating because I was just like, I don't care. Yeah, if you're in any kind of a business or you deal with people at all, that's the takeaway here. So I highly recommend TWSBI as a pen manufacturer. I highly recommend Vaness Pens as a pen retailer. I highly recommend Uber Pens as a more vintage pen retailer. And I highly recommend Goulet Pens. And just because I haven't mentioned other retailers I've shopped with, it's because there hasn't been an issue with any of their orders yet. So it doesn't fit in with the theme of this video. But, doesn't mean I've had bad service from them either. It just means it's all good. And we don't talk about the good. And usually if you get a rant, it's not about how good something is. It's about how bad it is. So I thought I would throw this out there. These are good people doing a good job, and when something does happen, they make it right. And that speaks more to me than just doing things right, because we all know those mistakes will happen. So I thank you for watching. I promise I actually am uploading a pen rodeo tonight. It's just a lot more gigabytes because that's actually filmed with a good camera and not with this cheap laptop camera, which mysteriously is working again. Cracked screen and all that, which was my mistake, although it was to my stuff, so who cares? But I'll go in and teach tomorrow and probably make some kind of a stupid mistake and be, better apologize for that, because, who hasn't had to apologize for stuff as a teacher or any other career? So, yeah, stop talking and repeating yourself. So I thank you for watching. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.